Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what? Chap.
Hey Mom, look, the boys are back in town.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is resurrected metal. So some of y'all might recognize this. This is the bumper off of my 3rd gen Athena. In the wreck, it wasn't damaged too much. As you can see, that little corner got bent. It was already cut, I believe, to fit a pod light. Then I cut that for the free spool for my winch. Now, one coat of paint later, gloss covering. Later, we're looking good. I like the looks of it. So currently in the black 4Runner, I ride around and I don't have really turn signals. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of work. We're going to be doing some pods on each side, and then we're going to be wiring in the switch bank as well. So first things first, let's get his bumper on. Previously, going from the fat lip, the I believe 1998 to 2003, 2002 style, is a different bumper bracket. So we're actually gonna mess around and see if this actually fits up there, because that's the 1997 bracket and those are the 2001s. Let's get it up there and give it a little test. Definitely gives her character. Like I said, it's just for the time being. This side, you can definitely tell where I hit the tree. There's a little dip right there under the grill. This side, I gotta align it a little bit better. Looks good on the tires though. I don't think I'll catch on that. That's also why I like these bumpers. If you gotta trim, you just trim a little bit up. But it's on there so I can make it home for the night. This video is going to be being shot in the span of a week. So, we'll see you in the next day or two once we get some lights for this sucker. Back the next day and look what we have received. So what my thought is with these is going in. Let's see how they fit actually. Well, yeah, whatever. Perfect. All right. Wow. Let me get the camera so y'all can see it. Gracious. I am gonna have to do a little bit of trimming. Like the original light tabs are gonna have to move. These are gonna. I want to see how it fits. Gracious. And the sun is all up in y'all's eyes. There we go. All right. Let's hold on a second. Good gracious. Bear with me. All right. That fits. That fits well. That fits very well. I love the look of that. So one of these is actually going to be angled a little bit. This one in the front is going to be pretty much straight. This one's going to be bolted into this one beside it, and I'm just going to bolt the two together. So with that being said, now I'm looking at it. Let's get another one out and test that theory, because I think these are going to be a little short. But let's find out. Like I said, we're going to find out together. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to keep them. Just because of the spacing wise. If you look over here, don't really have much to mount to unless, hear me out, think about taking this tab, cutting it, bending it, and then putting a plate, putting the screws in and putting a plate on the back side of them. I also got to attach my bumper completely. I forgot that I only had, oh, please tell me there's the nuts. Yeah, the nut's still back there. Still got to attach the bumper, but I like the look of it. If I can get the spacing right on it, I think that would be perfect. Let me do some fiddling around. I'll let you know what I come up with. There we go. So these are with the tabs bent in a little bit. I think you can see it from back in there. I bent them in enough just to clear it. That still leaves me with the issue of what am I going to hook these to? And I'm honestly, I'm not sure right now. I'm thinking going the first option. Let's find out. Let's find out what works. We're proceeding with the new mounting system of the 6-gang panel. I love it up there, but there's not enough room to go down the A-arm with this big old bracket. So we're just going with the old trusty section right in there. This hole was already here, just drilled this one so that way it will fully fill in this section. Get it a little bit better, but it'll go somewhere like in there. I wanted to have 2 mounting points, that way it was nice and neat and actually fits beautifully in this little section here. I have just a plain one that I'm going to put in when I get back to the house, but let's go ahead and get this mounted to there, that in. And I also have, yep, the cord already ran from the, yeah, there it is, right down in there. Cord already ran from the engine bay from the firewall, and then we'll work on hooking it up to the battery and finding a new place to mount that big old box. We have it. So I'm actually just gonna leave that piece out because it perfectly hides my wire going down there. We have it just tied in, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, right in there, tucked right in there in the fuse panel, run through the firewall. It'll run up to here. Also, probably gonna put my block up here just because I like that spot. It's a great little hiding spot. And when I talk about the block, I talk about where this thing goes. So this is this actual switch panel where you tie in everything else at, and then those are obviously your power. So let's get all the pieces back in my 4Runner. Here we go. So like I said, that block, pretty sure I'm gonna put right down in here. We're gonna pull some slack out of that sucker, rebind that, and also got to clean off these terminals before we get everything hooked up. But let's move on to the next part. Let's move on to mounting this somewhere down in here. Alrighty, so we got some things moved. I had this sub power that was just screwed in right there. I pulled that off because I don't really like the placement of that. Also got all this cleaned up a little bit, put the actual pads underneath to clean up the corrosion. I'd like to put it down in here for those 2 holes there, but I don't think it'll fit, which leads me to think, where am I gonna put this sucker? And I also like this idea up here, but this stuff is just crazy rusty up in here. But I'm thinking about right in here. Just kind of depends really, because I would like to have the front facing out, or like if I put it back here, I'd like it facing this way, so that way I can run my wires to it. It's nice and neat. I won't really have it nice and neat if I put it down in there. So it's really like the only option is back here. So I'm gonna play on it. It's getting dark. We'll be back tomorrow. After a lot of deliberation and looking, I finally found a spot for this. It's a little weird because it's right there in the fender, or it's inner fender, but right there. But it fit better than it did back in there. As much as I wanted it back in there, I just couldn't find the right mounting place, and it'd be sideways and weird. Here, it's right beside the battery. Fits pretty well. I know it's not gonna go anywhere. With this bolted in, the battery looks good. That's secure, and just simple bolts through the fender lined up with factory holes. So we're gonna go ahead and wire this puppy up. Oh, gracious. That took me a while to figure out where I wanted that to go. And then I gotta remount that. But once I get that in, get wired it up and see if we can actually get some juice to here. Alrighty, we got juice. As you can see, we are all lit up. Well, you kind of see it, but it's green. Pop them on and off. You can hear the relays over there. So we got it all wired up. Now, I have been working on something very special. Ooh la la. So these pods that are flush mounted in, I was working on these all morning. And I've been trying to find something that would mount up really nice here, and I couldn't find anything to mount it without cutting the mess out of the bumper. So you know what, I ordered these. I settled with these. I think they look pretty good. There's a few spots right in here don't look so pretty, but overall they look pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm folding out the stock brackets, trimming them right around here to fit, bolting them, the two flush mount pods together, and then just bolting it into the brackets. Then they're going to be wired to our panel switch in there, which I'm going to work on here in a little bit. But we're going to get this one in, and then we're going to work on some wiring. But the main thing I wanted to do was turn these into blinkers, and I couldn't figure it out how to with their white fogs with an amber middle. I couldn't figure out how to do it since they're they got 6 different strobe settings. So I ordered some extra parts. This whole front end gonna look completely different by the end of this video. And there we go, we got that side in. So we're gonna do some wiring and get some new wiring running from here. And then I'm just gonna join it over there and then run the wiring straight up to the controller. So, should be pretty easy, but let's get into it. With getting those new lights mounted, we got the wiring all kind of hooked up underneath here. Simply just wired them together, ran them over, wired into here. And these 3 will come up through that little hole behind the headlight and then straight into our box. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to test these suckers out. I made sure they were on the right program, but we're going to test these out for real. And then we're going to wrap the wiring and tubing and get it nice. Say hello, puppies. There we go. So we got them both on both sides. And so the way that I did this was when you go in to the 4Runner, this one is going to be to turn them on and off. And I believe this one, every time I rotate through power, hold on. Every time I rotate through power, yep, it's a different one, but it'll change. So I can shift through all of the 6 different strobe settings. So I can just click that. 1, 2, gives it power, switches it. So now we're amber and white. We're just gonna flip through to a strobe setting. Yep, so now you get a strobe setting. So yeah, now we're just gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna spare you all the details of that. But thanks for watching. I promise we're going to be back sooner than later. We got big plans for this truck. We got big plans for the truck out in the field. The big Chevy, not the other Chevy. And then we got big plans for Taylor's truck. Her Blazer, excuse me. And then, of course, we always have stuff in the garage. So, thanks for coming back to Shag Shop, and we'll see you real soon.
Well,